Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're diving into the That Divorce Insurance Kdrama episode breakdown. The episode kicks off with a wedding fair, where couples are shopping around for the perfect products. We meet a couple, and the guy is ready to head home, but the girl realizes there's something missing, though she doesn't know what yet. Just then, we meet Ki-joon, who's here to promote his divorce insurance company. Yep, you heard it right, divorce insurance. He talks about managing the risk of separation, and that's where the real fun begins. Alongside him, we meet his team, Han-dal, the underwriter, Young, who deals with losses, and Jae-man, the risk surveyor. While they're trying to pitch their idea, the girl gets curious and asks if they're encouraging divorce. Ki-joon, with a quick response, compares it to life insurance, saying both weddings and divorces have their risks. But unfortunately, the crowd isn't having it, and they get kicked out. As they walk away, Jae-man feels embarrassed and starts arguing with Ki-joon. But then the girl comes up and drops a bomb. She's actually interested in divorce insurance. She's curious about the terms, asking if divorce can be as happy as a wedding. Ki-joon smirks and replies that both are pretty much the same as long as you're happy. Then we have a flashback from 3 months ago. We see Ki-joon at home, sleeping, when he has a dream about his boss, Da-bok, yelling at him for the company's failure. Da-bok is upset, claiming that Ki-joon's company is about to shut down. In the dream, Ki-joon meets the god of insurance, who tells him exactly what he needs to do. The next morning, Da-bok's wife, Soo-young, questions him about the insurance policy he took. Da-bok tries to explain but ends up getting into an argument, and Soo-young decides that divorce is the answer. Ki-joon then proposes his big idea to Da-bok divorce insurance. He suggests they start a team for it, and soon enough, Da-bok gets on board. Back to the present, Han-dal is in a grocery store buying way too many items. Then she remembers her divorce has been finalized and she's now single. So she returns everything except for a single thread roll. Meanwhile, Ki-joon is at home shopping for his own groceries. He starts working on the divorce insurance plan. In a meeting, Ki-joon shares the financial strain people face after divorce, legal costs, alimony, new homes, and more. He pitches his idea to his team, and they all agree that it could work. Da-bok comes to him and says they need a new team for this. Han-dal, meanwhile, is at a campsite, creating something from thread and recalling her past. She remembers when her husband sold their home's belongings, leading to her divorce. Later, Ki-joon talks to Jae-man about his past. Jae-man reveals that Ki-joon has been divorced 3 times. Ki-joon admits that his first divorce was due to different ideas about marriage, the second because of differing views on life, and the third because of life itself. Jae-man also shares his own story of divorce, and they laugh about their shared experiences. Then, the scene shifts to Han-dal meeting with her friend Young, who tells her about a failed engagement and the damages. Young plans to get compensation, and Han-dal suggests she visit an insurance company. As Ki-joon and Jae-man are heading home, they're both drunk. Han-dal arrives home and notices her place is empty, except for a mattress. It's a bizarre scene with the mattress rolling on its own. She's shocked as it rolls toward her, and just as she bends to check, Ki-joon shows up, and they both end up tangled with the mattress. People nearby take pictures, and it's a complete mess. Cut to the police station, where both are explaining their wild night. Ki-joon tells them that the mattress rolled on its own, and Han-dal just grabbed his finger. Han-dal denies anything happened, but Ki-joon realizes there's something deeper going on. Ki-joon apologizes, and they head out. Han-dal wonders if they'll ever meet again, and with some distance, both walk off in frustration. The episode ends with the divorce insurance company seeing a huge surge in applicants. Ki-joon is surprised by the interest, and his team is buzzing with excitement. Then a new person enters the scene, a woman named Na-rae, who's the executive vice president. She seems to know Ki-joon, and there's some tension between them. When Da-bok asks if they know each other, Ki-joon answers, "She's my ex-wife." Episode 2 of Divorce Insurance is jam-packed with drama and humor as it follows Ki-joon's team through a whirlwind of events. Kicks off with a tense meeting where Na-rae and Han-dal butt heads over how to research divorce data, creating immediate friction in the group. Ki-joon sides with Han-dal's approach, which only makes Na-rae more competitive. To ease the tension, Ki-joon sneaks Han-dul out for a lunch break, leading to a hilarious encounter with Han-dul's ex-husband over a parking spot that Ki-joon wins in a game of rock, paper, scissors, leaving Han-dul secretly delighted. Their afternoon takes a heartfelt turn when Ki-joon brings Han-dul to a tranquil temple for research, and they unexpectedly run into a female monk who turns out to be Ki-joon's ex-wife. This surprise reunion is warm and eye-opening. The ex-wife explains how Ki-joon supported her decision to become a monk, leading to their amicable divorce and giving Han-dul some comfort about her own past. Meanwhile, Nare teams up with Jeonman for data gathering and, over drinks, even admits that she herself had a whirlwind 3-month marriage with Ki-joon that fizzled out fast, adding an extra layer to the lingering tension between her and Han-dul. Back at the office, the team's hard work pays off when their divorce insurance policy gets approved by the company board, but with strict conditions. They must sell 30 policies in 3 days and ensure a 0% divorce rate for 6 months. Team celebrates this small victory with some much-needed bonding time, a night out bowling and singing karaoke. Under the neon bowling alley lights, Ki-joon playfully teaches Han-dul how to bowl, which makes Nare so jealous that she jumps in demanding a lesson of her own. The friendly competition escalates, and every strike or spare comes with cheers from Ki-joon and Han-dul, further annoying Nare as the two women vie for Ki-joon's attention. Afterwards at karaoke, Nare pointedly offers Jeonman a ride home to provoke Ki-joon, but he barely bats an eye. He's already arranged to leave with Han-dul, leaving Nare fuming in a comedic love triangle-ish moment. Finally, with the clock ticking on their sales target, Ki-joon rallies the group to promote their new policy at a bustling wedding fair. What starts as a clever plan quickly turns into chaos as curious couples swarm their booth. The team can hardly keep up. Their very first customer is a nervous bride-to-be, soon followed by an anxious mother looking for marriage advice for her daughter. Just when they think they've seen it all, another woman approaches, the groom's mother, and in a dramatic twist, she and the earlier mother realize their future in-laws, recognizing each other on the spot. The wedding fair devolves into a frenzy of sign-ups and surprise reunions, practically turning the event upside down as Ki-joon's team scrambles to meet their quota. In the end, Episode 2 delivers a lively mix of emotional revelations, simmering rivalries, and laugh-out-loud team antics, leaving you feeling like you experienced all the heartfelt talks, awkward reunions, and wild wedding expo shenanigans right alongside the characters. The Episode 3 kicks off with Han-dal having a nightmare. She's making a balloon with thread, but it starts shrinking and she falls down as it drifts away. She wakes up from the dream and looks over to see Ki-joon, still asleep in the next room. As she's staring at him, Jaemin suddenly pops in and both of them start yelling at each other. Ki-joon is like, "What are you doing in my room? Why are you in my bed?" Jaemin explains, "I thought it would be cozier, so I slept here." The two girls show up next, and they're all together, having worked late into the night on their divorce insurance project. The next scene shows them at the office in a meeting. They're discussing the contracts, and Nare sees that they've secured 30 contracts, but she's not happy about the ones on hold. She starts scolding Ki-joon, but then admits, "I told you to do it this way." Everyone asks her why, and she explains that they need to move fast to keep the momentum. Later, we see a tense moment where a couple argues over divorce insurance at a wedding event. One woman says, "We only have 1 week left before the wedding, and you're applying for divorce insurance?" The other woman responds, "You're just doing this for your daughter's sake." This escalates into a heated argument, but eventually the women agree to get the policy. As they head outside, Nare and Ki-joon discuss their next steps. They realize that many couples are hesitant about signing up for divorce insurance because their partners are against it. Nare points out that if divorces increase, the policy rate will skyrocket, making it unsustainable for the company. Ki-joon suggests, maybe we should assess their capability for marriage first before signing them up for insurance. But that only frustrates the clients more, and they start throwing things at them. Nare then proposes, "Let's put these contracts on hold for now." Ki-joon quickly agrees, and Nare says, "I agree with you, but how will we evaluate them?" Ki-joon reveals that they have an AI model that will take care of the underwriting process. Han-dal and Nare are intrigued but also skeptical. Ki-joon then gives them a reassuring look, saying, "Let's see how it works." Later, Han-dal talks to her mentor who asks her, "Why are you staying at Ki-jun's house?" Han-dal smiles but doesn't give a direct answer. She remembers the night before when she saw Ki-jun talking to someone, and it made her wonder if he might have a girlfriend. Back at the office, the AI system is tested by several couples, each being questioned about their relationship history. Everything goes smoothly until it's Ki-jun's turn. The AI asks him, "Why did you get multiple divorces?" Ki-jun hesitates and recalls a past memory where he sees his sister Jin-ju asking him for a divorce. She explains that she's unhappy and doesn't feel fulfilled in her marriage, and Ki-jun tries to convince her to reconsider. But she decides to go ahead with it. "I've seen many couples go through tough times, but that doesn't mean divorce is the answer." He suggests that some couples just need to try harder. However, Jin-ju is determined, and as she leaves, Ki-jun feels like he failed her. Later, Ki-jun recalls the painful memory of his sister's decision. Team scrambles to find ideal low-risk couples and ends up attending a wedding as part of their recruitment plan, but things spiral into chaos when the bride and groom suddenly elope, abandoning the wedding and leaving their families behind. In a comical yet heartwarming twist, Han-dul and Ki-jun step in to help the confused parents save face by pretending to be newlyweds, even taking part in a traditional ceremony. Their chemistry in these moments grows stronger, and Han-dul slowly begins to find her confidence again. Meanwhile, Ki-jun is pulled into a more emotional subplot when he reaches out to his ex-brother-in-law, seeking clarity and healing from the past, hinting at his own unresolved grief and emotional burden. Tensions also mount within the team as 5 contracts are abruptly rejected by the board due to flaws in documentation, and Nare, quietly annoyed by Han-dul's rising influence and closeness with Ki-jun, begins to scheme quietly on the sidelines. Episode 4 opens with Han-dul suspicious of Ki-jun's sudden exit, wondering if he's secretly dating someone, only to be surprised by a chance reunion with her old mentor Young-sin over lunch. Meanwhile, Ki-jun confronts painful memories with his brother-in-law Hang, urging him to stop living in guilt and encouraging him to move forward with life. This emotional confrontation ends with Ki-jun breaking down alone. Elsewhere, Nare has a cute and chaotic laundromat run-in with Johnman involving a teddy bear and a washing machine disaster, which surprisingly leads to a sweet connection as she ropes him into helping her clean up the mess. As the team struggles with contract rejections, meanwhile, Nare and Johnman share dinner with a woman in an abusive relationship, and he sensitively introduces her to the idea of divorce insurance, not as a push for separation but as a path to safety and dignity. Later, Ki-jun and Han-dul meet at a cafe after a tense grocery store run-in with her abusive ex-husband Soo-in, who publicly harasses her until Ki-jun steps in like a hero, protecting her fiercely. This confrontation leads to a quiet moment of gratitude between them where Han-dul thanks Ki-jun for giving her the courage to stand up. Elsewhere, a mysterious breach happens. Someone accesses the divorce insurance files at night, hinting at betrayal from within the company. The episode ends with Ki-jun getting a disturbing call from the Financial Supervisory Service warning that their divorce insurance project may be shut down due to suspicious evidence. Tension peaks, romance simmers, and the stakes rise sky high as the episode wraps with a cliffhanger that leaves everyone on edge.